Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Today, as you guys can see by the title of the video, we're going to be doing something that I've been meaning to do for a long while, and that is a complete collection tour and kind of setup tour. I don't have anything super crazy going on, but the last time I did something like this, I think was all the way back in, I want to say 2022 or 23 even, I don't really remember. But it was just focusing on my manga collection. But in this video, I kind of wanted to go over and show you guys not only my manga collection, but my ever-growing comic collection, show you guys how I have my comics organized and my trades and all of that, as well as I guess some of my bookshelves and my action figures and some of the stuff I have set up that you guys can't really see off camera, show you guys the collection and the overall setup. So yeah guys, if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe because I would greatly appreciate it. And without further ado, let's start at the beginning and let's get into it. Alright, so starting on the left side of my room, I'm going to start up here. We just have some squishables up there, and then I have all of my Vinland Saga books, one of my favorite manga of all time, and then just picture, you know, another plushie. And then over here we start my comics and stuff that I have that are pretty large. This includes omnibuses and stuff of the sort, mostly hardcover stuff. So we have my Berserk Deluxes, my Action Bible, then we got some of my Marvel omnibuses that I've gotten. Yeah, so I'm going to be reading these soon, so that's super cool. Gwenpool, New X-Men, and then my two Zdarsky Daredevils. And then we've got my DC hardcovers, Daniel Warren Johnson's Dead Earth. Then we've got Zatanna, Dark Knights of Steel, and then Under the Red Hood, which I have yet to read yet, but plan to soon. I got the complete Scott Pilgrim, and then we got this Domo Batman that it's kind of broken actually. It used to have a batarang, but I've had that for years. And then moving down on the shelf, this is some of my other cool manga, my JoJo's 1 through 3. And so, speaking of, you guys are going to see some big changes to the manga, especially since the last time I showed the collection way back when, because there's a lot of manga that I've gotten since then, and also a lot of manga that I've gotten rid of since then, because I kind of curated my collection a bit more since the last time. So I used to have a lot of the stuff from part 5, but I ended up getting rid of those, so I just have 1 through 3 now. So yeah, complete set of parts 1 through 3, got some pops, some Dragon Ball figures, got the Nami statue, and behind that is the Parasite full color editions. I have 1 through 6 of, so I'm missing the last 2, but I plan on getting those hopefully soon, because that is a set that I want to complete. And then over here we have my Tsutomu Nihei works, Knights of Sidonia, Blame, Abara, and then when we move down here, we've got some more. We have Noise, which is the Blame spinoff. We got a few Full Metals, and then we're getting into my Viz Bigs. So I've got most of No Guns Life, missing a couple volumes. We got a good chunk of Hell's Paradise, a little bit of Dorohedoro, and then we have all of Fire Punch. Moving into Chainsaw Man here, and I'm mostly caught up with the volumes. I think I'm missing 1 or 2 that are out by now. So yeah, then we've got Origin. I haven't read this yet, but I want to get all of that at some point. Colorless, which is super underrated. I have the whole series. I still need to read, I think, these last 2 volumes actually. And then next to that, I also have Die Dark. Try to keep my 7 C's stuff together. And Die Dark is also super underrated. One of my favorite manga. And I am a little bit behind on this one. In fact, I plan on rereading all of it at some point. Yeah, very excited. And I think volume 8 comes out at the end of the month as well. So I have that pre-ordered. So yeah, always a series that I make sure to keep up to date with, because I really, really enjoy Die Dark. And then next to that, we have this kind of random volume, Tree of Death. It's like a Cthulhu type Lovecraftian horror, almost like shonen battle series kind of deal. At least that's what it looked like. I still need to read it. And then moving over, we have the One Piece. Yeah, this is all of the Wano stuff into Egghead. I still need to read this chunk right here, but I've read mostly everything else. Next to that, I do have a few issues, or a few volumes rather, of One Punch Man. That is a series that I do want to continue collecting at some point. It's just not a big priority at the moment, as most of my manga really isn't, because I've been really into comics as of lately, so, or like Western comics, so I haven't really been too into manga and haven't been picking up a whole lot. But yeah, One Punch Man I have a few volumes of. And then moving down, I have a book here, Oathbringer. Still need to finish that. Let's see, we've got Black Clover. I've read the vast majority of it, but I did kind of fall off. But just looking at it here, I have volumes 1 all the way through 31. I believe I've read up to 29, and then I don't have 32 or 33, and I think 36 is out now, actually. So I'm not exactly caught up, but yeah, I kind of fell off the series a little bit, but it's one that I really enjoy. And then we have Blue Exorcist, another series that was actually one of the first manga I ever read. But yeah, I started picking it up again once the volumes started coming back in print. I just never finished it out. And then in front of that, we have Kaiju number 8, one that I kind of fell behind on as well, as with most of these. I enjoy it, but I think I'm gonna drop it personally. But we'll see if Kayla wants to continue and we can still get the volumes for her to read. Then we have Dandadan. Dandadan I'm mostly up to date on. I think I read up to volume 7, and I haven't read volume 8, I know that, but these volumes come out actually pretty fast. There's just a lot of Dandadan, and I fell off of it, and yeah, I just haven't gotten any more of it, but I think they're up to like 13 now, so there's actually a good chunk that I'm missing. And then of course we got the Exodia pop here. But moving down to the last little part of the shelf here, I just have the few comics that are next up on my reading list. Got The Last Ronin, as well as Tokyo Ghost, just a couple indie comics, of course, Ninja Turtles, and also some Rick Remender stuff. So I'm gonna set these up here for a second and show you guys how I organize my comics here. So I currently am working with 3 comic boxes. I got my Invincible one, my Magic one with the David Nakayama art, and the all new Venom one. I actually haven't read this series, I just thought it looked cool. But basically in this one I have all of my indie and DC stuff. In this I have most of my Marvel stuff and like favorite Marvels, kind of like, I don't know, minor keys or like old volumes or old issues, I mean. And this is just kind of miscellaneous Marvel stuff, or just like extra space for the most part. So just to give you guys a bit of an example, in the front here I have like all of my Marvel DNA covers, which isn't a whole lot, but I have a few of them in here. And then like these are, the front here is just kind of like featured artists, so I have some JTC, and then let's see, Peach Momoko, Scotty Young, and then Rose Besh. So I just have a lot of my favorite variant cover artists up there in the front. Then some other cool variants, you know, like I got that Kevin Eastman variant, got this awesome Cosmic Ghost Rider, and a couple of sick variants for Wolverine. You know, I got that DWJ, bruh. Yes, sir. Kind of stuff like that. Just some cool variants I have. A few other, you know, books from old X-Men. Got some other cool stuff. So yeah, I just have basically all of my mutants stuff. I have some old comics in here as well. A lot of this stuff I did inherit from my uncle. He gave them to me. And there's also a mixture of stuff that I purchased in here. A couple of these I got from the homie Stu over on Whatnot. But a couple of these also I got from my uncle. And I know there's a couple of these that I think are signed, if I can find them. Yeah, I can't really find them, but yeah, there's a couple of cool like old comics, and yeah, some old Moon Knight stuff, Conan. Got this foil right there. So yeah, it goes from like mutants to specific mutants over here. Then goes into like my Wolverine specific stuff. So I have Wolverine Revenge, Helverine, all that kind of deal, and then Ultimate Universe stuff. What's in the back here? Just miscellaneous X-Men stuff that I just have. Then in the Invincible box here, I have my Indie and DC, just because I don't pick up a lot of DC stuff, so I'm able to just kind of put them in together. So I've got all my Bug Wars, of course. Let's see, there's Transformers, some Power Fantasy. Let's see what else. Ninja Turtles, Berserker. I have a couple of Invincible singles, Something is Killing the Children, and then House of Slaughter. But I also have, what's really cool, I got these from my uncle. I have a like complete like run. I think if these are OG like Spawn comics, just OG Spawn stuff. Like, I don't know that it's like a complete run, but I have at least 1 through 20, as well as Spawn and Batman, Spawn, and then the Spawn Bible. So there's a good chunk of OG Spawn stuff in here. And then moving on into my DC, I have a couple issues of the new Zatanna, Batgirl, got that Hush too, and then moving into my absolute stuff, Wonder Woman, Superman, Flash, Manhunter, and then some of my other cool stuff. Got a couple of Zatanna Nakayama variants, and yeah, that's sort of what I got going on there. Then moving across the room here, on the other bookshelf, this is where I keep my manga box sets. As you can see, we've got all of the One Piece ones, all of Naruto, and all of Bleach. So I have all of the big three in the box sets there. So let's take a minute to go to the top here. This is where I have a lot of my Funkos. Yeah, these are just the ones that I've got up there. Some Marvel, some anime stuff, and some miscellaneous comic related stuff up there. And then moving across here, I'm just going to show off some of my action figures. This is the kind of display I've got going on right now. Got my X-Men right here. Then moving down, I have some of my sci-fi stuff. So I've got my Star Wars, my Cyberpunk, and then moving even further down, got some of my random Wolverine figures here. Just got that Helverine the other day. Such an amazing figure, awesome. And then down here, I have some Warhammer stuff, and I got that Steve. And then at the bottom here, this is all of my comic trades that I have. So this, I have some epic collections and stuff. Starting the way I have it organized is I have X-Men into Wolverine. Got a few other characters, kind of Wolverine, Midnight Suns, Cosmic Ghost Rider, into Hulk. I'm starting to really grow my Daredevil collection. Moving into the Ultimate Universe. Then some DC stuff, and then moving into my indie. You got Berserker and all that, Invincible, and then I'm starting to build up my DWJ collection. I have a big video planned for that. I've read his Transformers and the Dead Earth, but I haven't read Space Mullet yet, but I'm gonna read it for a video, hopefully coming at the beginning of summer here. Just know that there's a lot more Daniel Warren Johnson comics that I have coming in the mail. I'm going to be trying to read all of his stuff, so it's going to be a fun video. But yeah, stay tuned for that. And then up here, I have some other miscellaneous indie stuff. I got a lot of my Ghost Machine stuff here, and just other image books. So that is about all I have for trades. I've read a good amount of them. You know, I don't have 100% completion as far as like having read everything that I own. I'm getting around to it, but yeah, I have read, you know, a lot of the trades that I do own, especially for Marvel. So yeah, there's a good amount. And then moving across the room here is my wall shelf. Starting up here, some of my featured Funkos. I've got my Invincible there. Got my signed One Piece ones that I got this past spring when I met the voice actors. Got a couple Wolverines. Got a brown suit and the regular one. That brown suit one is kind of a grail, so that's pretty cool. Magic. And then coming around here, got my convention Gwenpool and my Cosmic Ghost Rider. Then moving down here is really sick. Got some miscellaneous collectibles. This shelf is supposed to kind of represent, you know, a bunch of different hobbies of mine. And just the other day, I got this random trading card in the mail from Gamer Subs. I forgot that I had ordered that. I'm pretty sure it was free. It was just like a random trading card, so I just put that up there. But yeah, got some sick stuff right there. And then my Monster cereals collection that I got going on. Of course, I got the Jada Frankenberry and Jada toys, Boo Berry in the back there. I have them both in the box just because they don't stand up that well on this shelf for some reason. I wish I had some supports to help them stand up. Maybe I would. And also there's a limited amount of space here, so. But yeah, my awesome Monster cereals collection. But anyways, guys, that is about it for my collection. Just everything that I have going on here, all of my manga, my action figures, my comics. That's sort of how I have everything organized. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions of how I could organize stuff, or I don't know, I guess, yeah, just how I can organize better and maybe display some of my figures a certain way. Just let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I would appreciate that. And anyways, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.